Listening to the Passion narrative read aloud in the worship service takes me to a solemn place. And yet it's the hymns we sing that grip me, that draw me viscerally into Jesus' humiliation, torture, and death. Maybe music moves you in a similar way, and you've been touched by great pieces like Bach's St. Matthew Passion. But Jesus encourages us to be more than compassionate or grateful or guilt-ridden spectators of what he has done. He wants us to follow him, to be transformed by his passion into participants in the mending, liberating, reconciling work of the cross and resurrection. Jesus himself told us that following him means to take up our cross. The path to the empty tomb passes through Golgotha, the place where Jesus was crucified. Paradoxically, for Christians, the way to eternal life is to live fully and completely in this world, to embrace the contradictions of this life with unflinching realism. Our world is a mixture of joy and terror, delight and heartache, pleasure and pain. When Jesus stretched out his arms on the cross, he encompassed it all. He embraced the tensions and the conflicts of our existence. It is so very human to chase the delights and to flee the pain, but Jesus invites us to be in solidarity with the world's pain. This is not a command or a rule to follow. It's a vocation, a calling we may choose to follow. You see, Jesus knew that suffering afflicts everyone and distorts our lives. Each one of us will have to deal with our pain and suffering in some way or another. How we deal with our own pain is how we begin to deal with the world's suffering. All too often we humans have converted our pain into violence. We've either offloaded that pain onto others or turned it against ourselves in various forms of self-loathing. In either case, we have succeeded only in increasing the total pool of suffering. Jesus offers a different way, what Richard Rohr calls a cruciform life. When the ache of the world enters this kind of life, when the pain of poverty, mass shootings, hunger, homelessness, racism, and homophobia haunts our own souls, breaks our own hearts, wounds our own bodies, it transforms us. We each move from being a wounded person to what Henry Nouwen famously called a wounded healer. Our focus has broadened to include not only our own private wounds, but the woundedness of the world. We are propelled by love to seek justice, not punitive justice, restorative justice, the justice that heals and mends the very source of our pain with the power of love. Here's how Richard Rohr puts it. Christians agree to embrace the imperfection and even the injustices of our world, allowing these situations to change us from the inside out, which is the only way things are changed anyway. God's love makes suffering the birthplace of eternal life. The way of the cross already points to the empty tomb. It is in suffering that we can realize most clearly that we are unconditionally loved and that love makes life worth living.